let's start off with the overview here. A nightmarish empress created from the raw material of an entire devoured city. Huh? What? She's a city? She's a devoured city? Bel'Veth is the end of Runeterra itself. Huh? And the beginning of a monstrous reality of her own design. Driven by epochs of a repurposed history, knowledge, and memories from the world above, she voraciously feeds an ever-expanding need for new experiences and emotions, consuming all that crosses her path. Yet her wants could never be sated by only one world as she turns her hungry eyes toward the Void's old masters. That makes no sense in my head, but okay. Okay. A monstrous reality of her own design. So she is Runeterra? Huh? Or... Okay. Yeah, this has intrigued me. This is very interesting. Okay, let's take a look. Oof.
My prophet, your empress has arrived. Witness your reward. The end of everything.
Malzahar? He's also like a void guy? That makes sense, I guess. He's purple. Oh, okay. That was very short. Wait, I kind of... So, Malzahar, his eye opens. My prophet. Your empress has arrived. And this looks like a little girl in Shurima? Witness your reward. It looks like Shurima is... Yeah. The fight with the Void, that was in Shurima, right? The end of everything. Malzahar laughs. Okay. Huh. Malzahar is her prophet. Okay. Bel'Veth's warning.
I am the Void. Your watchers are incapable of understanding.
Vel'Koz.
I am the Void, and I will remake all of Runeterra.
Ooh. Her voice is so creepy. Oh. And the League of Legends logo getting corrupted, that's actually so cool. Okay. So she thinks the Watchers are wrong. She talks to Vel'Koz here. The Watchers are incapable of understanding. I am the Void. I will remake all of Runeterra. Okay, so she wants to remake everything. Can I 4K this? Oh, we can 4K this. Oh, Kaisa is so cool. Jesus. Damn, I didn't know Kaisa looked like this. Her in-game model does not do her justice. Oh, damn. Imagine walking through like an area like this in the Riot MMO.
What are you? I
Can't
am
push it.
everything the Void has consumed. And just as I devoured this city, I will devour your world.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Kaisa looks cool as fuck. Holy Jesus.
You disappoint me. I am not Samara's Void spawn. I am so much more. I am the end of your world and the beginning of mine.
Oh. Oh, she looked way more like Vel'Koz when looking at her from that direction. Ugh. That was creepy AF. The symbolism here where Kaisa's mask is taken off while Bel'Veth's face is taken off. Yeah. That was very creepy. And like seeing it in the reflection of her eyes. Like this. Oh, this was actually so creepy. And it still looks like a face here. It still looks like she has two eyes here. And you can see the eye in the middle.
I am the end of the world and the beginning.
But here she looks way more like Vel'Koz. The teeth. Why do they always make monsters with mouths like this and like teeth? Ugh. I hate this. This looks so nasty. Whew. I really liked her voice. What's even her accent?
You disappoint me. I am not Samara's void spawn. I am so much more.
I am so much more.
I am everything the void has consumed.
I am everything the void has consumed. Her accent is really cool. I like it. It definitely fits. Basically, the Watchers and Vel'Koz want to snuff out Runeterra. They want to silence Bel'Veth. Oh, they want silence, but Bel'Veth wants to take over existence. Okay. So there's a difference in motive between the two. That makes sense, all right. That's why Bel'Veth imitates those that she devoured, having a fake face. But yeah, this definitely made me intrigued. I want to know more about Kaisa, though. This made me more interested about Kaisa than it did over Bel'Veth. She's still too much of a mystery here. But okay, let's take a look at how she looks like in game here, and then we go into the lore. We deep dive into the lore. My old habits die hard.
My kind will pour across Runeterra, and all will fall.
Oh, okay.
We will consume you and become you. For every city that falls, we build 10.
Oh, they remade this.
We take 1,000 void spawn.
It's Kaisa again.
The void will drown you all.
Composed, calculated, and callous. She's already made her presence and intentions known. There's no need for any further introductions. Welcome to the Bel'Veth Champion Spotlight.
She just wants to destroy everything.
Bel'Veth's passive is Death in Lavender, which has two components. First, when Bel'Veth takes down champions or large monsters, she gains stacks of Lavender, which grant her permanent attack speed.
Okay.
There is no cap to the amount of attack speed she can gain, so the more Bel'Veth consumes, the quicker her victory will come.
Whoa.
Pick this world clean.
Okay.
Second,
Perma
after
stack.
using an ability, Death in Lavender grants Bel'Veth bonus attack speed for her next 2 basic attacks. She can hold up to 6 stacks at a time.
Ah. So you want to do Q, hit, Q, hit,
Bel'Veth's
Q,
is
hit,
Void Surge, which allows Bel'Veth to dash and deal damage to all enemies she passes through, applying unhit effects to the first target hit.
Okay.
Void Surge allows Bel'Veth to dash in 4 different directions, with each direction having its own unique cooldown. Cooldown for Void Surge scales on attack speed, so make sure to take advantage of Death in Lavender to speed up the inevitable doom of all of your enemies.
My world awaits.
So you can only jump in the direction of the arrow?
Through walls with Void Surge while on an empty stomach, but more on that later. With her W, above and below, Bel'Veth slams her tail to the ground, damaging, knocking up, and slowing her enemies.
I know that one.
If a champion is hit, above and below will refresh Void Surge in the direction of that champion, giving Bel'Veth an avenue to gap close and finish her breath. Bel'Veth's E, Royal Maelstrom, roots her in place while she channels a storm of slashes around her that targets the lowest health enemy, minions and monsters included. But be advised that Bel'Veth would never make herself a sitting duck. Royal Maelstrom also gives her damage reduction and lifesteal while doing increased damage based on the target's missing health. Much like Void Surge's cooldown, the number of slashes scales with her attack speed as well. Bel'Veth is not all monstrous. She has a regal side to her and carries herself as any empress would. Who knows, maybe she'll even invite us all for a nice feast or something. What is that? I'm in danger.
Really? The Simpson meme?
Before we all meet our dooms.
The I'm in danger guy?
Bel'Veth's ultimate is Endless Banquet. Its passive allows Bel'Veth to deal true damage on every other basic attack on the same target, regardless of what form she's in. This passive stacks infinitely, rewarding players who keep their eyes on the prize and take down enemies one at a time. Shifting targets will break your stacks, so make sure to choose your meals wisely. As you've already seen, takedowns on champions, as well as epic monsters, leave Void Coral that Bel'Veth can consume to take on her ultimate form.
I will use you well.
Once consumed, the coral will explode and damage nearby enemies, as well as grant Bel'Veth a stack of lavender.
Okay.
While in her ultimate form, Bel'Veth gains an increase in her max health, attack range, total attack speed, and out-of-combat movement speed. As we hinted at before, once Bel'Veth has filled her stomach and assumed her true form, her Q, Void Surge, will gain the ability to pass through walls.
Ah.
Now you may be asking, are other Void beings safe from Bel'Veth? Nope. If Bel'Veth takes down a Void epic monster and consumes its remaining coral, she receives an empowered ultimate that allows her to stay in her true form for a longer duration. Void Coral from a Void epic monster also allows Bel'Veth to repurpose minions that die around her and have them reborn as Void Remora, ready to march down the lane and devour.
Okay, so she can, if I understand this correctly, you can queue. So let's say I wanna kill the Kaisa here. So I can queue this way, W her, or like I can queue this way and then I can queue upwards, and I can W. If I hit the W, I'm gonna get another Q towards her, and I can Q again and then E for the and then she should die, pretty much. I think I got it.
Lane and devour. Eating multiple coral will refresh Endless Banquet's duration.
Consume, grow, and renew.
Okay.
Of course, if Bel'Veth's ultimate were to time out, she'd lose all her bonuses and empowered Void Surge. When playing Bel'Veth, make sure you're as calculated as she is. While she has the knowledge of millions of years of history within her, her physical body is still new to this world. Bel'Veth is rather weak in the early game, but will grow in strength and power as she consumes more and more.
She could have dodged that W.
When jungling, make sure to eat as many large monsters as you can to maximize your stacks from Death and Lavender.
Okay.
Bel'Veth's ultimate form gives her a powerful boost in presence and sustain. She's stronger in it than not. And don't hesitate to farm it out until you hit level 6. There's a certain mastery behind it.
Let me taste your pain.
In the mid-game, look to prioritize killing Rift Herald or maybe even Baron, as they'll make Bel'Veth uniquely stronger with a longer
Boom.
duration, as well as grant her Void
Big ult.
Remora that amplify her pushing power.
Okay. I got it. Now we get into the lore and then we jump into the game. This is gonna be interesting. 20-minute video.
Well, it's been a while since we got to cover the story of an actual new champion. And after all the waiting, I am glad to say that when it comes to her lore, Bel'Veth is in a really good spot. There are some small things which we could talk about, like fake thighs, but that's not
Fake
really
thighs.
the topic of this video. Her bio
Oh,
is
no.
written in a cool way. It reads like a wiki article, which means that it precisely explains what she is. And I believe that is the reason why you are here. So without further ado, let's talk about that. What even is Bel'Veth?
Is it okay if I speed it up a little bit, or are you guys gonna be mind-fucked by it? Maybe I can 1.25?
Fascinated by the world of existence and eager to create her own world,
So it doesn't take as
Bel'Veth
much
is
time.
the dark cancer that crept within the heart of the void. A cancer through which all of Runeterra would be consumed and rebuilt in her own twisted image. She has a
Or
massive
can you hang on to 1.5? Is that doable? Let's try.
hunger for new experiences, memories, and concepts, which is why she is devouring entire cities with their populations.
This is
And
okay
after
for me.
consuming them all, she is repurposing the information into a sprawling alien landscape known as the Lavender Sea. In other words, depending on what she
2.0
consumes,
please?
the world
No,
she created
no,
inside
that's
the
too
void
fast.
changes to match its image. And interestingly, even the void
Hello,
is not
by the
safe
way,
from
Madzod.
ferocity, as
Welcome,
she spreads
welcome.
within it like a primordial ocean,
Wait,
forcing all before her to submit to her words.
Wait,
depending on her
I didn't listen. 1.75 last offer? Okay, let's go. What did he even say? I need to restart.
are here. So without further ado, let's talk about that. What even is Bel'Veth?
Thank you, Necrit.
Fascinated by a world of existence and eager to create her own world, Bel'Veth is like a dark cancer that crept within the heart of the void. A cancer through which all of Runeterra would be consumed and rebuilt in her own twisted image. She has a massive hunger for new experiences, memories, and concepts, which is why she is devouring entire cities with their populations. And after consuming them all, she is repurposing the information into a sprawling alien landscape known as the Lavender Sea. In other words, depending on what she consumes, the world she created inside the void changes to match its image. And interestingly, even the void is not safe from her voracity, as she spreads within it like a primordial ocean, forcing all before her to submit to her world or be destroyed. Though Bel'Veth is new to Runeterra, her birth is untold millennia in the making, being the result of an allergic reaction between the void and the reality. At this point you may be wondering, why are we talking about allergies? Well, thankfully, Bel'Veth's bio recaps what's really happening with the Watchers too. And just to make the information as precise as possible, I'll also sprinkle in some info from Vel'Koz's bio. Essentially, before there was anything, there was nothing. Just pure nothingness with only the Watchers floating around. It was so quiet and peaceful that even the Watchers weren't aware of their own existence. But then, the nothingness was shattered when reality came into being. This woke the Watchers up. And since the only thing the Watchers ever wanted was to sleep peacefully, it is now their main goal to shut down the blinding light of reality. Yes, this technically means we are the baddies. And so, some of the Voidborn entities leashed out to defend themselves, erasing everything they consumed. They were named by the virtue of what they left behind.
It's actually very interesting that the characters that are whining about the light, that have been living in darkness all the time, are their like form is eyes. Like, why would they form themselves as eyes that are taking in light? Couldn't they just be like not have organs that take in light, and they would have been fine? But I guess it makes sense. Eyes are sensitive to light. They don't like it. It makes sense. It makes sense.
A void. But as these beings interacted with reality, they themselves were affected by it, and they started changing. This is a new information to us. It might explain why the Watchers in Legends of Runeterra look like this instead of this. It's because, as this bio states, each time they touch the world, they mutate from their once perfect forms into hedonistic violent animals. And these changes happen for both the small Voidborn and the void itself. After every battle with reality, every incursion, something more sinister grew within a hidden tomb inside the darkest recesses of the Voidborn tunnels. Buildings, sunlight, proto-human limbs reaching toward nothing. A jigsaw puzzle where none of the pieces fit. The void had taken a new, hideous shape. In time, fueled both by humans opening rifts of war and Watchers attempting to invade the Freljord, this blasphemous pocket of uncreation grew to embrace the opposites of the void: desire, want, and need. In other words, every time humans interacted with the void, be it during the war with Icathia or the War of the Three Sisters, the mortal essence fed this black cancer inside the void. And soon enough, it craved a leader. Someone or something who could write a horrific new chapter in the worlds above and below. A leader who could interface with these humans, tell them what was to come, and harvest their emotions and memories as they fought a bitter, fruitless war, until the last fires of civilization died and a new era spawned. This leader is Bel'Veth, a terrifying empress born from the combined memories, experiences, and emotions of an entire devoured port city and its outlying ocean.
Okay, so that's actually really cool. They just came out, or like the void, every time they interact with the real world, they gain a little something from that real world. So from interacting with humans so much, they gained desires and wants and needs. That's actually very cool. So this is like the embodiment of hunger and desire. That's very cool. It's kind of like a deadly sin, kind of like a gluttony. Very cool.
Bel'Veth's mind contains millions of years of perfectly preserved knowledge, giving her near omniscience as she prepares to destroy both Runeterra and the domain of her progenitors, the Watchers. To those lucky enough to be of strategic value to her, she does not lie, ask questions,
I mean, this picture is actually so insane. She actually looks kind of hot here. The Monsterusi. Oh, why did he have to focus on the monster thighs? Why? The Belvussy? No. Why?
Nor obfuscate the truth. She simply states the nature of things.
My innocence.
Thanks to the very nature of the void itself, there is no need to say anything more. And to those who displease her, they will find her human form merely.
This is the Belvussy right here. Oh no.
Nerve endings, muscles, and eye stalks, as she unfurls her titanic wings, reveal her true monstrous figure. Ironically, the ancient Tremans had a word for such concept. Loosely translated to God of Oblivion, it was a tribal myth of a remorseless deity who would erase all things without hatred, replacing them with itself. They named the city of Bel'Veth after it, though the true meaning was lost after many hundreds of years. Lost to all, perhaps, save for the creatures that the city has become. So, as was explained here at the end, Bel'Veth was truly formed when she consumed the city Bel'Veth, after which she was named. But it also states that she consumed a portion of the ocean with it. That's why she has the fishy appearance, and that...
Did you notice that girl is holding a small ship toy? Oh, just like the little ship with the purple butterflies in the cinematic. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna assume that is important. Okay. Oh, I will keep an eye out.
That's why her realm, called the Lavender Sea, has the appearance of being underwater. As we learned from this bio, the void mutates to mimic whatever it consumed. In the past, I thought it was doing so willingly, but here it seems to be hinting that the void is changing from its perfect form against its own will. So, that was Bel'Veth's bio. Long story short, Bel'Veth is a unique Voidborn who was born in the heart of the Void after mortals started pouring their essence into the Void, be it willingly or not. She looks fishy because she consumed an entire city with a bit of the ocean too. And she has human parts because cities obviously come with human essence. But while that is it for her bio, Riot also immediately released her color story called Pinwheel. And this one really seems to be a setup for what's to come. As you'll see, the story happens directly after the cinematic, and it explains what happens next. It starts with Kai'Sa looking at the massive shape that grew all around her. The monstrous wings were 20 arms length, dominating her field of vision. There were half a dozen human arms holding Kai'Sa against a wall, as the creature continued to expand until each of its teeth were bigger than a human adult. Kai'Sa had to admit, she liked it better when it was person-shaped. She tried to move, but her armor wouldn't let her. The armor itself was a parasite, one of the primitive creatures that came from the void, and even it was frozen in awe. Kai'Sa was surprised that it was even capable of such emotion. Either way, she was stuck in place. This seemed to be the end of her, so she frantically searched for a way out. She could fire her cannons into the wall behind her, or she could fire at the creature. Maybe hit its mouth, jaw? She remembered how fast the monster was, and how big it is. Fast and big was not something she was used to. She knew that if she tried one last move, she would definitely die, but at least she could make it hurt. That's when the monster spoke, mentioning how its true self displeased Kai'Sa. The voice sounded like a song of millions, and it made Kai'Sa realize that's where all the people went. The now very former city of Bel'Veth was destroyed by the void in less than an hour. Kai'Sa couldn't make it there in time, and she was only able to witness a giant glowing crater that replaced the once bustling metropolis. Trying to figure out what had really happened, Kai'Sa looked around and searched for all the missing people, Bastaya and animals, but she could only see fresh voidborn horror, balls of screaming torsos. It didn't make sense unless the monster was the city. It was Bel'Veth. The monster agreed it was true, and it added that the raw components of their lives served as the genesis for her birth. Memories.
That is such a cool
she was as much
origin story.
And now she claimed the title as her own. As Kai'Sa was trying to take it all in, schools of Void Remora in tens of thousands started swimming around the Empress, like birds circling the peak of a mountain. It was beautiful, in a way. If the Void had a god, this is what it would look like. Hideous and monstrous and beautiful. Kai'Sa was so struck by the enormity of what she was witnessing that she didn't fully realize when the arms in the wall have not just let her go, but lowered her to the ground. It was hard to take in everything at once. It chose its own name, she thought. It was impossible. The Void don't have the presence of mind to do it, or the self-awareness. But more importantly, the Void didn't see value in names. It was the invention of the living world. They did not want them, so why did she? I'll fight you, said Kai'Sa, defiant but unsure of what to do or where to strike. I'll kill you. You will not, replied the many voices of Bel'Veth, as it added that she was incapable of resistance. Others have come before, in the age before her birth. Each would-be hero wielding weapons they believed would repel the Void, but all were ultimately consumed. The meager fragments that remained served as salt for the Lavender Sea. Only 2 still live, and of them, only Kai'Sa retained her full mind. 2, Kai'Sa wondered. You and your father, the monster replied. Something sank in Kai'Sa's chest. Her thoughts spun wildly, verging on the edge of panic. But for now, she stayed focused on the moment. There was no trusting whatever the Empress was. Kai'Sa lashed back that she was lying. It wasn't even possible. But the Empress confirmed that she was not lying. She had no need to. The Void's triumph demanded no lies or questions. She could show her. That's when the space contracted, with Bel'Veth's gigantic body pulling and distorting, shrinking until its pretend head reformed, giving her a semi-human appearance. You are alive because I allow you to live, the Empress spoke. She hoped Kai'Sa realized that. Kai'Sa wanted to object, but remembering her speed from their encounter, she decided to stay silent. Also, fighting her in her own domain wouldn't be the smartest decision. Kai'Sa did some quick calculations in her head, her eyes darting around, trying to figure out what she was up against. Bel'Veth's human face twitched with interest. Then it curled her lips and began mimicking her. Kai'Sa already knew she had lost. No matter how fast a person could think, no matter how fast they could react, they couldn't match the combined brain power of human biology. In the time a tactician could think of a plan, hundreds of millions of possibilities ran through Bel'Veth's mind. This was the power of the stolen memories of everything and everyone who passed through the old city. So what happens now? Kai'Sa led out. You will follow, the Empress replied, as she glided through the chaotic mess of partial buildings, ghost limbs, sewn together semi-objects, and pearlescent structures in the likeliness of human beings walking through a garden. Even by Void standards, this all seemed weird. Bel'Veth then allowed Kai'Sa to ask whatever she would like. So, Kai'Sa asked the obvious. What was she? She did so right as she stopped her gag reflex, after witnessing a teddy bear fused with gull wings. Bel'Veth replied that she was the Void, and this was what she would become. Kai'Sa was confused because the Empress mentioned that she was made from people. So, did she want to become a city? The Empress explained that the Void existed for millennia, before the first stars were kindled. They simply were. Singular and silent. But then came sound. Reality was born from those whispers, and it consumed.
Meep.
They were twisted by
Bird.
broken, transformed,
They could not go back to what they were no matter how they struggled. Their progenitors, the Watchers, attempted to invade and destroy existence, but they were tainted by it, driven to desire worship, to gain greater understanding, and in an instant, they were betrayed, to change so forcefully, so completely, only to be cast aside. It filled them with indescribable hatred. They would annihilate all of reality without a second thought. Bel'Veth guided the two of them to a massive chasm, and Kai'Sa saw massive holes beyond the faint sunlight. They were voidborn tunnels. That's what was eating Talia's people. That's what destroyed Bel'Veth. And that's what opened up to consume the 10th city in the south. Everything the void devoured in Shurima ended up here. But, Bel'Veth continued, their metamorphosis was incomplete. Only now was the true transformation beginning. She didn't want to become one city. She wanted to become all of them. With a gasp, Kai'Sa reached the pinnacle of the precipice. She and Bel'Veth were gazing upon not quite a city. It was corals shaped into bizarre endless sea of inverted Shuriman buildings, with dark shapes shifting along winding crooked streets. Nothing was right, nothing was correct, as if there wasn't enough information to finish it. Kai'Sa protested. The void wanted to erase everything. It couldn't exist. To finish this, the Empress would need everything. Bel'Veth agreed. Everything. She was the void. She would devour everything until nothing was left. And she would exist, because there was nothing they could do to stop her. And so, the Empress gave the Daughter of the Void an offer. Kai'Sa's world had to end for the sake of her world. But those who came before them, the Watchers, would not stop at anything. They would destroy all worlds to stop the burning of reality. Kai'Sa stared into Bel'Veth's false eyes. She couldn't believe the Empress asked her to help wipe them out. Why would she ever do that? Bel'Veth explained that if she helped in destruction of the Watchers, she would spare her kind. For a moment, a month, a year or more. Perhaps in time they would find a weapon to slay her, or a hero to face her. They would not, but they could try. So she offered a chance. It was more than the Watchers would give her. Kai'Sa
Damn, she's so cocky. Bel'Veth is actually just like, you can do whatever you want. I'll keep you alive. It's okay. I'm too strong. I'm the void. I'm gonna eat everything. I'm pretty hungry. You know, just do whatever you want. I'll beat you up. You can come back however many times you want. Bring a hero if you want. I'm too cool. I'm too cool for this shit.
Kai'Sa's rage boiled as she asked, what if she didn't want to? What if she killed her here? Bel'Veth answered, she could not. She lacked will, knowledge, and strength. The Empress was her only salvation. That's when Kai'Sa's armor started shuddering violently. The suit shivered with fear, and Kai'Sa couldn't control it. She looked away from the Empress for just a moment to regain control, only to get stabbed in the chest by the Empress's razor-sharp wing. Kai'Sa struggled to break free as she was lifted off the ground. She tried firing her missiles, but they had no effect. The Empress spoke. Daughter of the Void, you will find the Watchers and confirm the truth, or your life will be snuffed out side by side with all others. This is not a threat. It is my promise. The Empress released her grip and Kai'Sa rocketed into the full sky above. As she left the Lavender Sea through one of the void tunnels, the Empress once again gazed over her incomplete world. Moments later, Kai'Sa burst through the sands of southern Shurima. The former city Bel'Veth smoldered in the distance, a cancer that would consume the world.
Okay.
And that's where the story ends. There is an interesting thing to mention. The story did not talk about Kai'Sa's corruption. Whatever is happening with her splash art, we still don't know what it is. What Bel'Veth did mention is that there are two people who faced her void before. Those would be Kai'Sa and Kassadin. Both survived, but only Kai'Sa remained her full mind. This means that Bel'Veth is teasing the fact that Kassadin may be going a bit crazy. I believe that's where the story is heading next. I wouldn't be surprised if Kai'Sa was forced to fight her father. Now, interestingly, this story also explained what is happening with the Watchers in the front.
Wait, is Kassadin Kai'Sa's father? Did I understand that correctly? In that case, that's very cool. I want to know more about Kassadin and Kai'Sa. They're so cool. Jesus. Yeah? Okay, nice. I'm right. Very cool. Legends of Runeterra, there are multiple cards that feature cool artwork which show the invasion of the city by the void. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did see a little bit of that when I watched the Azir lore stuff. Yeah, he had a bunch of extra lore dumps in the cards.
In the lore, we could only ever see the eyes of the
I am actually looking forward to the Riot MMO so much. It's gonna be so cool to be like in this world. I think they've done a great job of setting up a good world. And especially now that they have kind of made all of the cinematics and all of the like arcane, all of that, now that is canon. I mean, I think it's gonna be very, very exciting. Maybe even on the level of like World of Warcraft hype when World of Warcraft was new. I feel like everyone is gonna be playing it. And if the world building is good, if the story is good, if they keep doing the thing that they've done with like engaging the art community, especially, I think that's what Riot is best at. They have a good core with a solid world and interesting characters, and then they just engage the art community. It's just like make music, make movies, lots of art, lots of like splash art, lots of like cool paintings and shit, and then the entire art community just carries their franchise pretty much. It feels like it, at least. Of course, the games are good too. The games are good. But I mean, there are other games that are good that don't have this kind of following. And I think the following comes from getting the non-hardcore gamers to just fall in love with the world and the characters. I think that's what happened with like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail and these like successful Hoyoverse games. They have really understood the value of creating like engaging characters that grip you, that you can like feel related to, and that are very cool in their own unique ways. I should actually read up a little bit on like the psychological mechanisms that make you I want to say attracted, but that's not really the right word. Maybe attracted and gripped by characters, like in fiction. Like, what is it that makes you gripped to fictional characters? Because Riot and Hoyoverse, they have really mastered this craft. They're really good at it. Invested? Sure, yeah, invested is a good word. Because I actually care about this world. I want to know more. It's super cool. They're good at this.
Watchers, the cards most likely revealed what the Watchers look like after their final transformation. It also explained why the Watchers cared about Freljordians worshipping them. They were simply affected by mortal emotions. With all this new info, it seems like this is setting up an event, especially the part with the Watchers in the Freljord. You know, lately Sejuani's story was all about that. Also, they keep referencing sound breaking the silence of the void. I wonder who that's talking about. The sad news is, this seems to be setting up a void event for the future. I don't think it is happening now. I don't know how to feel about that. After so much setup with all the different stories and with the new cinematics, Riot, don't you dare skip a summer event. I wanna see Ornn in action.
Oh, wait, what was that? Is this a cinematic I should watch? Pantheon? Sejuani? Maybe we save this? Spoiler alert? The call? Should I watch this? Or should I wait for when it's actually Pantheon's turn? Or is it just like a general 2022 cinematic? I haven't seen it. If it's a general cinematic, we can watch it right now. But if it's Pantheon specific, I probably want to wait. Watch? Okay. Let me look it up. The call. This is in 2022. Yeah, I didn't play. So this is kind of like still here, the 2023, the lore behind the call cinematic, another 15-minute video. No, we're never gonna leave the cinematic. It has a little bit of everyone. Okay. But first we finish the Bel'Veth stuff, and then we watch it after. All right, soon.
Alright, after all the teasers we got a few days ago, we got a really pleasant surprise. We got a full CGI cinematic revealing Bel'Veth, the next champion. I would be lying if I said that she wasn't interesting enough to make a whole
Oh, well, this is pretty much the same as the last video, right? Which one came first? 1 year ago? 21st May? 25th May? Ah, okay. Yeah, so this one came after. I think this one, we probably don't need to watch this. If he just started talking about this after seeing the video. We do the voice lines instead.
Well, it seems like Bel'Veth proved herself to be a valuable asset to the world of League of Legends. Her lore took me by surprise, and now I can say, I really like it. If only I could see more of it past the thighs. Anyway, because Bel'Veth explains quite a fundamental part of Runeterra, that being the Void, even her voice lines get really interesting, especially since they give relevance to some champion who really need it. So without further ado, let's have a look at the voice lines of Bel'Veth.
Only existence can sate your hunger, Cho'Gath.
Oh, okay, wait. We don't 2x speed this.
And the first one who deserves attention is Cho'Gath. For those of you who don't know, Cho'Gath currently has no canon lore. We genuinely have no idea where he is or what he's doing. But now, Bel'Veth confirmed his existence. So technically, Cho'Gath is canon again. Suck it up, Shaco. And the only thing she really confirmed is that Cho'Gath hungers. The original concept was that Cho'Gath was supposed to be eating worlds, but that would make him as powerful as the Watchers. So I don't think that's the case. But at least it's good to see that Cho'Gath is somewhere eating something.
Okay.
You disappoint me, Kai'Sa. The Watchers are the true threat.
Then she has a voice line with Kaisa. If you have seen the last video where we talked about Bel'Veth's lore, you...
But I don't get one thing. If Bel'Veth wants to eat everything so that she can become everything, because that's her desire, why doesn't she want to eat Kaisa? Kaisa should be a part of everything. Like, why is she keeping her alive as a like... Maybe she feels that she can't defeat the Watchers without the help of Kaisa? Because she tells her that the Watchers are the threat. You need to go like find the truth from the Watchers. I'm keeping you alive. So it seems like she needs something from Kaisa. That's my theory, at least. Shaco has no no lore. That's interesting.
You know that she's trying to get Kaisa on her side to fight the Watchers. However, to fight the Watchers, she needs to destroy reality. It's complicated, alright. That's what the voice line is referring to.
Kassadin, the void you knew is gone. Your war cannot be won.
Okay.
Then she has a voice line with Kassadin. In her story, she confirmed that Kassadin did indeed face Bel'Veth's void. Remember, Bel'Veth's void is a bit different from the normal void. While the Watchers and the normal void are trying to destroy all reality, Bel'Veth is trying to consume it and essentially merge reality and the void. She also confirmed that Kassadin is going a bit crazy. And so with this voice line, she's essentially telling Kassadin that he's not fighting the void of the Watchers. He's fighting Bel'Veth now.
Yes, Kha'Zix, you have tasted the world and crave more.
So Kha'Zix is also
Of
an
course,
eater.
Kha'Zix started as a small pup, then he started consuming creatures and grew a bit bigger. He is technically not on Bel'Veth's side. There is not much more to add here.
Kog'Maw, so small and yet so much potential.
Just like Cho'Gath, Kog'Maw also had no lore. And so once again, it is amazing to see that Kog'Maw is canon too. Suck it up, Shaco.
You cannot let the Watchers alone, Lysandra.
Okay.
And then, of course, we know that Lysandra is holding back the Watchers in the north.
Yeah.
Technically, Lysandra is Bel'Veth's ally. They
Okay.
are both the world's salvation against the Watchers. However, Bel'Veth is trying to destroy them through really awful means.
Witness me, my prophet.
Yes, Malzahar is the prophet who sacrificed an entire 10th town in the glory of his empress. The cool twist is, the entire time Malzahar wasn't serving the Watchers, he was serving Bel'Veth.
Queen of the Xersai, you of all things, resist the change.
Even though Rek'Sai wasn't
I don't
really
know
mentioned
about
in
this.
Bel'Veth's story. From the story with Talia and Kaisa, we know that Rek'Sai is Bel'Veth's enemy. Even though she's also in Shurima, Rek'Sai is not giving whatever she consumes to Bel'Veth.
Vel'Koz, your Watchers cannot unmake me so easily.
When it comes to Vel'Koz, remember that he is one of the oldest Voidborn in existence. When the Watchers first erupted on Runeterra, Vel'Koz was one of the first scouts that was led out, so he is definitely against Bel'Veth.
Such intense emotions, ruined king. A meal to match my hungers.
Okay.
There will be more
Wait. You will see Rek'Sai and Xersai in 2022? Oh, okay. She can calculate shit? Oh, you mean Bel'Veth can calculate? So she probably calculated that she won't win versus Watchers? Yeah. That makes sense. But then her promise to Kaisa is just empty promises, right? If she says that I will keep you alive, just go fight the Watchers for me. Yeah, I guess she's just so confident that she can fight them anytime. Okay.
voice lines with Viego, but I'm gonna assume this one is here because the lore was written by the same person.
You are new to me, child of the void. Show me your intentions.
Who the hell is Void the champion?
Even though this seems to be a totally random quote, whenever she meets a Voidborn, she needs to know if
Oh.
they just destroy the matter they consume, or if they can pass it to Bel'Veth so that she
Okay.
can create her own world.
You become greedy, Cho'Gath, vicious, wanting.
Once again, Cho'Gath likes to eat.
You resist me, Kaisa, yet I am your salvation.
This is a reference to a quote from the story where the two met. There, Bel'Veth told Kaisa that she is the only salvation against the Watchers.
As stubborn and brave as your daughter. And now, so am I.
Okay.
This is an interesting quote, because this may be referencing the fact that Bel'Veth is adapting human emotions. After all, that's what Bel'Veth does. She is consuming reality so that she can become reality. That comes with emotions and all.
Continue your evolution, Kha'Zix. Devour everything.
And here you can see that she would like Kha'Zix to be on her side. I guess that would be because if Kha'Zix consumes stuff, she can then consume Kha'Zix and get all the material.
Your true self awaits, mouth of the abyss.
So Kog'Maw is also
This
like a
is also an
Void.
interesting quote,
Void
because she may be
character?
teasing the fact that Kog'Maw is just a tiny Voidborn that grows into something much bigger.
Yeah.
It seems like one day Kog'Maw will transform.
Consider an alliance, Lysandra. Consider it carefully.
Okay.
And the two are fighting the Watchers.
A piece of motherly instinct. The Watchers did not anticipate this.
Once again, yet another interesting quote. This one might be teasing the fact that when Rek'Sai was spawned, she was meant to go around and consume everything, but as she adapted to reality, she also inherited her motherly instincts. And so now, even though the Voidborn are supposed to be emotionless machines, maybe Rek'Sai cares about her brood, and she doesn't want to obliterate everything because she wants to exist with her children. This would definitely be something the Watchers would not anticipate.
Every moment of your life now belongs to me, Stoneweaver.
And
And yes, this is also a reference to Talia's recent story. The story where the Void started eating Talia's people. It turns out that Void was Bel'Veth.
They would erase even her memory, Ruined King. You can still save her.
Once again, the voice lines for both of these champions are written by the same person, that's what this really is. But
They would erase even her memory, Ruined King. So I don't really know much about Viego. I just know that his wife died, so he tried everything to resurrect her. And when he did, she stabbed him with like a sword, and that created a big Omega ghost explosion that made everyone in the town die and become spirit people. And that's why he's like a ruined king. They would erase even her memory. So she's trying to make Viego fight the Watchers too? Is she saying that the Watchers would erase her memory, so Viego be on my side? They wrote a novel about the whole thing? Holy shit, okay. I don't have time to read a book.
also, even though there is probably no way to bring back Isolde, because Isolde was essentially vaporized by the Absolver,
here
she
it
technically
is.
still exists in reality in the form of memories. And so, Bel'Veth is telling Viego that he can still keep her in reality if he fights the Watchers. Theoretically, there's also the fact that if Bel'Veth consumes the information about
I actually called it. I am learning. I am learning about the lore. That's actually cool. I'm starting to piece the puzzle together. I can't speak. There we go.
Isolde, she can just remake her using Void Flesh. It sounds horrifying, but Viego has been into worse stuff.
If you refuse to join me, Nashor, then die.
I'm not sure what's happening with the poultry, but at least she might be confirming that Nashor is actually a reborn.
Hen
I still have no
die.
idea what the heck Aurelian is doing with that thing.
Existence was our cocoon. It has made the void into something more.
This is essentially the core of her lore. For millennia, the Void was just the Void, but when reality came into existence, the Void started morphing against its own will.
All your lives, you have chased your own destruction. At long last, I am here.
I think her voice lines and her voice acting is super cool. I really like the accent. I think this is like a 4. It's not as good as Aurelian Soul and Aatrox, but it is very close. It's like a 4 out of 5.
This is a cool quote because she's referencing the fact that people have been summoning the Void for quite a while, and this is the result.
Life has infected my kind with the desire to exist. We crave only what was forced upon us.
Again, at the beginning of time, the Void was just the Void. It was reality with its emotions and stuff that started corrupting the Void. Yep, we are the baddies.
When the void first touched existence, both were changed forever.
Yet another quote about Bel'Veth being the merging of reality and the Void.
You tore us from our formless cradle and cast us into the horror of reality.
This is the same quote, but way creepier.
We have always watched.
Get it?
Undisturbed, the void wanted nothing. Now we simply want. The void can
Okay. I think that's enough. Bel'Veth skins. We forgot. Bel'Veth skins. She has only 2 skins, don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So this looks good. This looks great. Let me. That is actually a gorgeous skin. I love all of the cosmic skins pretty much. It really doesn't fit her void vibe, but that is a gorgeous skin. Let me see the cover. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is beautiful cover art. Ooh. This does kind of fit her like void, like consumer of worlds. This is what she wants to become. This is like her ideal form. Yeah, I like this. This looks really cool. Is it better than the base skin though? I'm not sure. Oh. You're looking forward to Teemo? Nice. I think Alpha's actually also looking forward to Teemo. I know Alpha's been abusing Teemo lately. Okay, I mean this didn't make me drop my jaw, but it's okay. It's okay. I am biased towards the cosmic stuff, so. Battle boss. What is this? Battle boss Bel'Veth? It's a turn-based combat game, and the HP bar. Okay. So this is gonna be a bunch of game. Yeah, game sounds. And like low poly graphic stuff. The 8-bit. Okay. How's the W? Show me the W. I really don't like this. This is a garbage skin. Ooh, and the 8-bit sounds are just the MIDI. Yuck. Oh, that is disgusting. Oh, take me away from this. Yuck. This is a 1 on skins. Ugh, but the cosmic one looks good. And the sound was good. Hmm. Nah, I can't give this more than a 1. The base skin is just so good. And the sounds, they're just way better. Okay. Okay. That's an easy 1.